inaction is for meatheads. And why do we not take action? Because we're afraid. We want to be liked. Almost everybody in this room is a pleaser. And if I call you a pleaser, that means you're a fucking cunt, spineless piece of shit. And that's part of the challenge. Success leaves clues. Again, all these guys are assholes. High performance doesn't mean you're a good person, i.e. all these, not all, but some of these, ruthless bastards up there. No responsibility, no accountability. Whatever you do is okay, and whatever I do is okay. Back to that book, I'm okay, you're okay, that was written in 1968-69, which I believe was the beginning of the downfall of corporate world and the true beginning, the cutting edge of political correctness. And that's the damn truth. But why did he do that? He's a pleaser. I didn't ask him to do it. He spent several hours doing it. You have no idea how fortunate you are when you have zero sympathy and zero empathy. A black teacher, a junior high school teacher, beat up a kid for being a smart mouth. Kicked the shit out of him. You can't find it on CNN. Now, if that had been a white teacher beating the shit out of a black student, they'd be marching with placards. Now nobody gives a shit about that. Fucking unbelievable. How is that possible? They told me that I'm a pussy. And that's what they say. If I'm too fucking easy, what the fuck are you? If I'm easy, if I'm soft, what the fuck are you? I could eat this whole fucking room alive. You could have been somebody if you'd just been nastier. Your parents fucked you for practice. We don't know what we don't know. And you know it. I don't have to tell you. You're retarded because your parents were retarded. If love got the job done, you wouldn't be here. From the old lady, the slag, the slut that you live with. I also proved 90% of you got married for the wrong reasons. 95% of you had kids for the wrong reasons. 95% of you got married just to get your willy wet. There are people that have sat in this room that have never been disciplined by their parents. Verbally, hey, goddamn it! Spanked, not sexually spanked. We've had a few of those. We have people in this room that have never been in a fist fight. I don't see how you can get through life that way. Of course, look at what we have, because you can't help yourself. It's in your DNA. It's beyond my comprehension. They used to tell me, spare the rod, spoil the child. That means if you don't get a fucking beating, maybe not a beating like I got, the kid was gonna turn out like shit. I rest my case. And you fucking feeble vaginas on YouTube, I said, something fucking ain't right here. What's the biggest regret your parents had? Now, some of you were honest. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm gonna prove to you, almost everybody in this room was an accident and nobody liked you. Nobody wanted you to be here. Now, how do you think that's resonated with you over the years? Ditch that bitch, yeah. Now, this sounds harsh, doesn't it? But some of you can't get rid of your parents with a fucking hatchet and a barge pole. And who made you fucked up? The best are when a daughter turns on a dad. Ooh. I walk around with a fucking erection. And it's a shitty thing to say, but losers in your DNA. You have loser DNA. But you're always gonna have that loser DNA forevermore. And you can blame mommy and daddy. Loser! And yet your parents, for some of you, live vicariously through your lives. Now how can in any way your parents be proud of you for what you've done? Change the world any? No. So if they're proud of you, I can just imagine what the fuck they are. And even though you heard this from me, you still won't do it. Because I tell you, it works 99% of the time. Well, maybe that 1% I'm gonna get lucky. Now, how could you possibly have grown up with any self-esteem if you were the biggest mistake? And we will prove during the seminar that at least half of your mistakes. How does that establish self-esteem? Why doesn't anybody else talk about it? We have men now that have little or no confidence, no moral fiber. But you don't get to be a billionaire if you can't talk. Remember, leadership is me getting you to do what I want you to do when I want you to do it. And now the good news is 98% of the high performance people on the planet are all introverts. You got a chance. Only 2% of us are extroverts. If your communication skills get 5% as good as mine, it's an instant billionaire. 5%! He's a lot better than some of the kids you're gonna see. You're gonna say, how in the fuck did they do deals? It's the fucking truth. It's Allah's will. I truly believe. I don't know how they fucking did deals because they can't even speak. But I know the numbers because I see the numbers. Because as soon as you have a little success, you want to share it. Because you're insecure. It might be the first thing you ever did that was worth a shit. And you got to tell somebody. You can't help it. And then they tell you, what are you, stupid? Just because you're rich doesn't mean you got high self-esteem. You'll never hear me say, good job. It's either you're shit or you're terrific. And most of you in the beginning will be shit. And don't go out and take another IQ test because I don't want to scare you because you don't have any. And don't go out and take a testosterone test. Some of you will be suicidal because you don't have any. I told you my testosterone is 1900. The average in this room is probably 300. Maybe for you real fucking studs, you might have 600. Mine's 1800. You should kill yourself. Enthusiasm is the Greek word from God from within. I've been accused of a lot of things, but not being enthusiastic ain't one of them. If you don't think you can fuck all night, by God, you can't fuck all night. Guys, I'm telling you, and that's what I read in your papers, softness. The toughest person in this room is soft. We're gonna ask you, we're gonna demand from you, each and every one of you, to scare yourself every day. Somebody cut you off in traffic, and you flipped them off. But if you flip them off, then you stand the chance the fucker will stop his car and come out and beat the fuck out of you. So you're not gonna flip them off. You used to say, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt you. It ain't the case now. Now people commit suicide because they get disliked, is that the right word, on Facebook. We all know why, don't we? Because we have no balls, we have no self-esteem. Remember those confidence challenge men I'm talking about? They're in this fucking room. And it manifests itself different ways for different people. If you don't act like you had a pair, this will not work. Nobody ever in my life, since I'm 10, 12 years, ever had to ask me to repeat a fucking statement. Never. And here I gotta repeat everybody's fucking questions. So let's get this fucking shit straight. And don't come back and write in the fucking Reddit, QLA failed because I have no balls. Why don't you put that part in there? Because I couldn't get my 1-inch willy wet because QLA didn't work for me. You wasted your money going to the fucking castle. The castle man's the only guy that benefited. You can't do deals without equity. And that's what they put in there. Every one of those cocksuckers I threw out of the program. What regrets do you have is another question, right? Some of you have been stupid enough to say, I have none. Well, fuck, you wasted your money coming here then. Current generation, actually the last generation, have no balls. Now what is him having a bad motherfucking day got to do with him spitting in your old lady's face? Other than a procrastination excuse because you got no balls to hit him with a pipe. My favorite cousin, Ronnie, God love him, went to jail for stabbing a cocksucker 17 times because he said his girlfriend had a fat ass in 1962. By the grace of Allah, Ronnie couldn't stab anybody worth a shit and the fucker didn't die. That's for saying she had a fat ass. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody kill anybody. I'm just speaking metaphorically speaking, of course, because I wouldn't want anybody. Fuck you! Not everybody deserves to be alive. And you know that and I know that, but I say it and you don't. So unless you're gonna stand up, this system ain't gonna work. What's it gonna be for you, spineless mouse? She would know ruthless if it bit her in the fucking snatch. He would know tough if it chopped his penis off. Ruthless! Because when I say I'm gonna fuck you up, I mean I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm just bullshitting. Because you don't talk like you had a fucking pair. Because you don't have a pair. Man up! God damn it! Nobody's gonna sell you a goddamn thing. Nobody's gonna give you anything. Nobody's gonna be your fucking chairman unless you talk like you had a pair. Man up! I've been screaming at people 50 fucking years and look where I live. You've been mealy-mouthed holding your little 2-inch dick. I'm serious about this. If you don't fucking man up, this program will not work for you. Even if you gotta go throw up in the next room after you say it. And some of you do. Now, if I was one of the other guys who was gonna give you a butt fuck upsell, I'd tell you, I can show you how you change that loser DNA. But I'd be a fucking cocksucking liar. But what a scam. Fuck. Because they got an upsell, a side sell, butt fuck sell for you. I'm not gonna teach you to change your loser DNA. I'd have to go back and kill your parents and have somebody else pop you out. But we can make adjustments. Very well said. They've laid out a bar, sandwiches, caviar, because they know I'm a rainmaker. I make shit happen. I may be wrong, but never in doubt. Don't confuse me with the fucking facts. I'm not interested in facts. But one of the things I say is the last fucking thing I need is more experience. The last time I rolled 100% of my net worth, I was 60. 100% of my net worth. Come on, baby, snip. Because I always knew I could make it again. And I made it again every fucking time. If I couldn't make $1 billion in the rest of this year, I'd kill myself. If I couldn't make a fucking billion, I'd blow my fucking brains out, I'd put it on YouTube and it'd go viral. That's how positive I am. But not you. Woo-hoo, man. You got 600 grand in the bank or you got 8 million in the bank. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna do that again, Jesus. And you know I'm 100% accurate. Now, for those of you that got nothing and you're sucking on that tailpipe, the fumes, because you run out of gas, you got nothing to lose. You can't fall off the bottom, kids. And I'm selfish. I don't give a shit if you die in your bed tonight, but I'm selfish. If all you fail, then I should not have given, I'll give you your money back. I'm only here so I can add numbers. I don't give a fuck, because I don't. I don't eat with you. I don't want to talk with you. Don't you get it? There's a fact pattern here. I don't want to know your names. That's why we have place cards. I don't want to know your fuck. I don't give a fuck if you're a black, blue, Chinaman. I don't give a shit. I don't like any of you, because all you are is problems for me. But one of you, they turn up 30 billion, like in the last seminar, a guy called Praise Allah for him. It's lonely at the top. I don't want to know you. I don't want to have breakfast with you. I don't want to have lunch with you. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be anything. And all the great guys, my definition of great, are exactly the same. My kids have to make an appointment to talk to me. Now, I don't think that's so fucking strange, but I look at the audience every time I say it, and I look at your eyes. Jesus Christ. And I'm not leaving my kids any money. Not fucking 20 cents. Not tuppence. I want my kids 20 years from now to have respect for me, not love. I love my fucking voice. I cried for 20 minutes listening to myself. Fuck, that's dynamite. Fuck, Dan, you are the best that ever lived. You are the greatest of all motherfucking time. And that's why the nastier I am, the more people that love me. Because nobody loves Dan Peña more than Dan Peña. Nobody. Not even God. I love my shit. I love the scar tissue on my body. I wish my dick was 6 inches longer, but that's a whole... But I still love my dick. I wish it looked like my forearm. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But other than that, I still love that little fucker, you know, but I just wish it looked like this. There's not work-life balance, there's work-life choices, and there are consequences. Most of you in this room have never worked 120 hours in a week. Most of you in this room have never worked 100 hours in a week. Most of you in this room haven't worked 90 hours in a week. Most of you in this room haven't worked 80 hours in a week. Most of you in this room have not worked 70, 60, 50 hours in a week. But that's why you're here. If you're late to class, the whole class suffers. If you're late from a break, the whole class suffers. If you're late for dinner, the whole class suffers. And that's what I see every fucking seminar. I don't give a shit if you drop dead here. We've had people shit their pants in the seminar. We've had people piss their pants in the seminar. We've had people pass out. I must be doing something right. We just kept fucking rolling. Because in life, you're nothing more than a fart in the wind in the cosmos of time. We drank in the morning, we drank at lunch. A lot of bodily fluids were swapped. I'm not recommending that, but I mean, it was sex, drugs, and motherfucking rock and roll. And they're most of the kids up there. I'm not making this shit up. I am the last chance. People come to me out of desperation or inspiration, and there's nobody inspired in this room. We stopped counting at 60% because if you knew how bad it really was, nobody'd come to fucking seminar. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you'd still come to seminar because you're so fucking desperate. You're not gonna tell your old pal at KPMG that I got a new way from this goddamn Peña in the castle. At least half of you in this room waste more time in a week than you work. When you have to list every fucking hour, every fucking minute, and for some of you, it'll be a shock. Nothing. Kids don't do, and employees don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. And when I tell you, most of you ought to just shut down your Facebook, shut down WhatsApp, all the social media, and then you got a chance. But almost nobody will do that. These are things that work. Success leaves clues. Don't you see? Don't you understand? If you got to worry about that kind of shit, there's something not right with you. There's something not right with your life. Bunker Hunt told me 35 years ago, Danny, he says, if you got to worry about paying taxes, you're not making enough fucking money, boy. If there's a will, there's a way. You can get it done. Whenever I see the word but, I don't read it. I'm not interested. You fucked up, you fucking vagina. I don't care why you fucked up. You fucked up. And half the room wanted to get up to help her. Sit down. I just kept rolling on. But he knew nothing, and he's the best in the world. He still knows nothing. And you want to know about healthcare. You want to know about bedpans. You want to know about cybersecurity. What a fucking waste. But you're going to know so much about bedpans, you're going to Google fuck that stuff till the cows come home. So far, everybody doesn't know shit. We know we can relearn. The older we get, the harder it is to relearn. But you got to want to relearn. Just saying I want to relearn and is different than actually wanting to relearn. I'm satisfied with one trick from you. Make sure you get one trick. Because once you taste that, then I can just let the leads go, and because you know you can do it, and then you just be running towards the gold mine all the time. And that's what I want. The kids that do it the fastest, the quickest, are the ones that are 110% in from the very beginning. And just pulling the trigger, adapting QLA is so tough. Because you've got all these fact patterns that are bad. And why do they come? Because default's a motherfucker. Default's a bitch. That's exactly right. It's going to be a bitch. You've been led to believe, like the kids on YouTube have been led to believe, that reading a book, listening to a podcast or whatever is taking action. And it's not. The only thing that's really taking action is pulling the trigger. Don't think and get rich. Just pull the fucking trigger. But if you don't ask, you don't get. In the infamous words of Bruce the Whipple, you don't ask, you don't get. And there's a section there, what did you do to waste time? And you put down 7 hours. Took him a long time, fucking twats. And you go, fuck, maybe he's right, the old man's right. Maybe I am a worthless piece of shit. I mean, maybe I am retarded. I've got to go check back, and then what the fuck are you here for? And then they think when, they'll be sloppy, and they'll do a report, and they won't follow the format. And I will look at that one, and I'll say, I still look at these assholes, even though they're not due from you. Don't send them to me if you're just going to jerk around. Oh, yeah. If you're making no cold calls, that's not a red flag, that's a death flag. And there's no excuse for it to being late. There is an excuse if you're going to miss a Zoom call as long as you notify Thelma before the Zoom call. Not after you wake up and you realize you missed it. And don't tell me you have no cell or your battery went dead. Thelma and Campbell said, we understand, but Mr. Peña doesn't care. But you're not even going to go through hell. He's a great guy, but I don't know why anybody listens to him. What in your life has anything to do with being chased down by 600 Taliban and all your team getting fucking killed? Nothing. I mean, give me a fucking break. You do it to procrastinate. You want to live vicariously through some great war heroes, and Jocko was one. But what the fuck's that got to do with making a fucking cold call? Nothing. But it fills your day. And when you start keeping track, it's going to be a sobering fucking experience. I mean, literally. We've turned people to the priesthood from this thing. This shit ain't for me. Literally, we've turned people to become fucking nuns from this fucking deal. This shit ain't for me. By the grace of Allah, meeting all his board members face to face, which is an oxymoron, really, but it's not, because most of the kids don't want to meet them face to face because you're going to shit your pants, you're going to perspire, you're going to embarrass yourself. So why not just do it on some of the kids that are doing it, not coming through the program, are actually trying to do these deals on a text. And Scott, please, it's embarrassing to the system. It's embarrassing to Andrew Carnegie, who did the first deal like this. When I tell you the building's gonna collapse on you, you stupid cocksucker, get out of the fucking building. Get out of the building. Every deal stands on its own 2 feet. Every deal cash flows, meaning free cash flow covers debt service. Pay close attention, meathead. The return on zero is infinite, you fucking idiots. Infinite. That means good. You name the price, Mr. Peña, we name the terms. That's the oldest sales technique since fucking Moses. Yet, almost everybody that has ever come through this seminar in 26 plus years has never done a takeaway sale. Zero. Because you're so afraid, you work so hard to get that, not a prospect, but a suspect. A suspect is somebody that'll return your call, make a meeting with you. A prospect's a cocksucker that can buy from you. You took so long finding some meaty, skinny, 2-inch piece of shit that'll talk to you, you're afraid to lose them, so you won't do a takeaway. So for those of you, 2 or 3 of you that say that you can make 3, 4, 5, 9 million calls a day, well, how come you had to borrow from your mother to come here? So, are you crazy? If you know how to sell and you're not getting as much ass as a fucking rock star, I guess you don't know how to sell. I got more ass than a bus station toilet seat and get some energy. I used to stand by the elevator and jump up and down, get some blood in me, because I was given 6, 8, 9 presentations Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So by Thursday, and I drank like a fish every fucking night, and I fucked like a whore every fucking night. I had a hangover every fucking morning. I used to run around Central Park twice, which is about 10 miles, throwing up from my hangovers. But I still was at first meeting, 9 o'clock. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna do 2 meetings a week, maybe. And if I still practice, you should practice. And I tell everybody this, Rotary, and you want to be on 1 or 2 committees. You want to be on the finance committee and you want to be on the membership committee. Why? Because if anybody's worth the shit coming through the front door, you're going to see them. And you're going to also see how much money they're worth. Some guys look better than they really are. Most big corporations operate under silo management. You didn't learn that at school, did you? I'm sure you didn't. And you can get to the Hall of Fame being a spreadsheet and son of a bitch. It just takes you a lot longer. I didn't ask him, did we do any business yesterday? I want to know how much fucking sales we made. How many sales, not if we made sales. When you start making people accountable on some level, any of your employees, I guarantee you, people will quit. People there 25 fucking years will quit. And you won't have to fire them. Most of you run gravy trains. Most of you run country clubs. And for those of you that aren't drinking, that's not going to help you. Sobriety will not help you here. Nobody believes them. They never heard of non-recourse. They don't know from non-recourse. They think it's something special in Adelaide or something. Some kind of special zone they got down there for retards in Australia or some shit. And should I pay for it? No, absolutely not. Never. Not gonna happen. If they want to be in the deal, the fuckface can fly on his nickel. And no, you don't put him in a hotel. And no, you don't buy him a dinner. First of all, you got no money. It's not possible. Remember, there's intergalactic truth, there's intercontinental truth, and then there's our motherfucking truth. You're busted broke, most of you. The guys in the 90s and early 2000s were infinitely tougher. All we did is kick them out the door. No templates, no fuck all. Now you want me to hold your hand and go sign the deal with you. And I don't even do that when I'm chairman. Fuck you, you find out how to do it yourself. Come back and tell me, this is when I'm chairman. Come back and tell me when you got the deal done. And I get 20%, not 1% or 10%. And if you're a real pain in the ass to me, I take 30%. Or if you're a real pain, I take the whole fucking deal from you and bury you in the fucking desert outside Tonopah, Nevada. But everybody in this room has the capability of doing it, if you want it bad enough. And there are stupid questions. At school, and they said there are no stupid questions. They fucking lied, and they were all the wrong questions. I will rip you a new fucking rectum here. If you ask me too many questions that you should know, I'll just throw you out. So that will eliminate 95% of all your questions, and that's the way I want it. Now, normally at this time I ask, are there any questions? I didn't think so. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.